We've got some newbies on. Awesome.
So we're going to start with introductions because we do put it on YouTube. Riverside, hey. Um, Hello everybody. I'm Maria and I'm the admin of the Money Making Esthetician Group. And today I'm so excited. I'm joined with Skin by Lexie. I feel like we could do an introduction, but like none needed. Mic drop, you know what I'm saying? And
Hey.
and Dr. Hacker, who created the coolest, hottest new dermaplaning tool. I personally have used it. I'm obsessed. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, Alexi and Maria, for putting this on.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to help show my techniques and what I do.
So I feel like we'll start off with Dr. Hackers. You can tell us about the tool, how it came about, and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So thanks again, Maria. So a little bit about myself. I've been a dermatologist in South Florida for Delray Beach for 31 years. And I would say about 25, after 25 years of practicing, I do what's called Mohs micrographic surgery for the skin cancer patients in the practice. And after doing 25 years of it in different rooms and different offices and different locations, I became very frustrated with the inconsistency of the lighting in the room. And that's if I'm working on ears, nose, mouth, different high risk locations. Most doctors, most physician offices don't have expensive lighting, or it's too bright, or as it relates to estheticians. But it's basically a very frustrating thing as the surgeon not being able to see everything you need to see. It makes such a difference. So that really is what prompted me to try to solve that problem of getting light at the what I call the last mile of illumination, the light right at the scalpel, right where the blade touches the skin, and to try to have it unobstructed, shadowless, to increase the safety and the precision and the accuracy initially of surgery, and then for cosmetic procedures like dermaplaning. Really is what's done very well because of the benefits of using it while dermaplaning to see all the structures that Lexi's going to show you that you see better, including vellus hairs and little subtle acne scars and skin irregularities. So more light always equals a better vision, which always equals, better safety for you and for your client, and less likely of cutting them by accident. And anyways, that's really what prompted me to do this and to create it. And after several years of development, it came to be, and kind of that's where we are now.
How would you say is like the durability of it? So how do you disinfect it? How many would you say people need? That kind of questions. Because like for estheticians, if we have back-to-back clients, I would think we need three.
So good news is, because it was originally developed for rigorous surgeries, it underwent testing in the harshest atmospheres and environments, and durability testing. We had to exceed standards that are required for surgical instruments that aren't necessarily required for dermaplaning. So as a result, it's been kind of through the mill in terms of testing prior to its release. It's extremely durable, extremely reliable. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's a function of how many does an esthetician need. It's really a function of how many rooms are going, how big is the aesthetic practice. Do they want, because you can clean it pretty quickly. So initially, I'll back up, when made for surgery, that one of the challenges in developing it was enabling it to undergo a harsh environment in an autoclave, so steam cleaning, and that's very, very harsh, the harshest you can put any electronics through. So once we knew that we could have that withstand it, we knew we could withstand anything. But and surgeons typically need to autoclave their instruments. In dermaplaning, you have three different options in terms of kind of cleaning, like Lumos. So if you have a Lumos dermaplane, you can wipe it down with a disinfectant wipe afterwards. You could put it in an autoclave, which most estheticians don't have anyway, so it's not really necessary. Or you could put a sheath on it if you don't want to, if you want to protect it during the procedure. And we have like little Bovie sheets or clear plastic sheets that fit over it that can help protect it. It's not necessary. Most estheticians just wipe it down with a disinfectant wipe. Obviously, you replace the contaminated blade after use. And yeah, you can, three is a good number to have, but some people do fine with one. You don't need to have three per se. Does that
How
answer your question now?
it does.
Okay.
So this is how from the first time you thought about it to when it went on market, how long did that take? How long was that process?
Think so. I would say it took 3.5 to 4 years to get it to market. And so now we have four different models. We have a dermaplaning model, we have a med surge model, and then we have pathology. So pathologists use it for forensic autopsies and different type of anatomic pathology dissections. As it provides light, it makes that a much easier process. Surgeons use it, dermatologists use it, plastic surgeons use it, and then we have a model for Lumohs Dermaplaning.
So this question probably could also be for Lexie. Hand positioning for dermaplaning. Which way do you recommend that we hold the Lumos?
I'll take it. I always suggest to do what is best for your body mechanics. So like there are different ways you can hold it, and you'll see through the live that I switch the way I hold it just depending on the curvature of the client's face, but being able to do it all day, every day. So like I usually take anywhere from 10 to 12 clients, you know, a day doing this. So I, even with body waxing, I've found that you have to mix it up so that you don't get carpal tunnel and pain in your wrist. So you'll see me switch it up. But as long as you are keeping your client safe and you're getting a good result and you're not, you know, causing irritation to yourself or your client, I think it's fine. That's just my take on it for longevity in aesthetics.
Yeah, and I'll second that. I think the ergonomics of this handle are different than the traditional number three handle, and they do facilitate different positions, proper positions that you prefer. Each esthetician has a different approach, but it does help people that have arthritis and have difficulty holding a number three handle, or their hands fatigue after holding a number three handle. The dimensions on this handle are such that it's a lot easier to hold and rotate to that 45-degree angle.
I saw someone ask, is it heavy? So they're asking about size. So here's the size difference between a standard handle and then the Lumos handle. So you can see size, it's a lot just easier to hold. Like I feel like with this one, I have to hold it like this. And I do notice that I get a little bit of pain here and here. But I can switch this up. I can hold it like this. I can hold it like this. It just depends. But yeah, so here's the size difference for everybody wondering.
And it's interesting that you say, isn't it heavy? So it is a little bit heavier than the other handle, but I personally have been using it all weekend, so I've been playing with it. I like the extra added weight, which is what I had said before. I actually feel like it gave me more control, if that makes sense. So when I was doing like the skin, especially right here or right here, I liked a little bit of the added weight personally. And I for sure liked the light, which I, of course, but I was like, wow, this is actually seems a little bit like, it seems nice. Like once you're actually holding it, I liked it. And then go ahead, Lexie, I'm sorry.
So I was going to show, so these are the different pieces of it here. So the little battery just goes into the end here. So you can see like when you have to wipe it down and clean it, you can take the battery out if you need to, all that kind of stuff. I store it without the battery in it. That's just what I do. And then you twist on here and you can see that it lights up, and then you can just use whatever blades that you normally use. But yeah, that's the size of it.
Do you need a different battery, or does it recharge, or do you have to purchase new batteries?
So I can take this if you want, Lexie. So the batteries. So at Lumos, we sell battery packs specifically for Lumos Dermaplane or for Lumos that you don't have to buy from us. You can buy off the shelf quad A batteries, but they're not. The difference is, as you saw with Lexie, they're not shrink wrapped together, and they're not quality controlled. So we're using excellent batteries. We've tested them. We know how long they last. So other batteries that aren't as quality controlled, we don't necessarily recommend them, but you could definitely get your own batteries. You can get quad A batteries. They won't be shrink wrapped. Maria or Lexie may be asking me later about what's coming, but we do have this handle right now, which is for batteries. And then towards the end of the year, early next year, is going to be a rechargeable option for those that don't want to buy batteries, don't want to deal with it, that you just plug it into USB and it charges.
Oh, snap. Okay.
That is exciting.
I saw that someone asked if you need special blades. You don't. You can use whichever blades you use. So I use mine from Dermaplane Pro. Butter blades all the way. They're the 10R blades. You can use whichever blades you like. These are just my go-to.
I'm like, do you have a discount code, Lexie?
For Dermaplane Pro?
Yeah.
No, but I should. Everybody write them. No, I'm just kidding.
I actually reached out to them for like this because I was like, can we have, so I could do both, but they didn't get back to me because I was like, give us a discount code.
Well, shucks. Yes. Well, everybody can just message them and say, hey, Skin by Lexie needs a code, and that's fine. We'll get it popping.
Well, speaking of discount codes, if you guys are interested, for this one, it is Skin by Lexie. And something that really caught my attention is I love when companies give out affiliate links for us because so many estheticians were out here hustling and we're like promoting. So I was like, that really set us apart for Lumos and Dr. Hacker to offer us
thank you
for affiliates. And I saw Lexie and I was like, wow, this is genius. So if you guys are interested, two things. One, you can purchase it here and it's Skin by Lexie, the discount code. And then if you love it, you can become an affiliate member, which I think is so cool. So is there anything else you would like to add, Dr. Hacker, before we start the demo?
Along the lines of what you were just saying, Maria, like the affiliates are very, very important to us. They're, I don't even like to use the word affiliate because I want everyone to be a brand ambassador. They're sort of the backbone of our outreach and education. I mean, it's really important to me that estheticians that are using it share it with other estheticians. I mean, there's no better way for you to see if it's something you will like or won't like. It's not for everybody, but I can tell you most people really, really like it. And so if you're using it, you can teach others, make them aware of it, and at the same time benefit. We really want you to benefit from that. So there are benefits of being a brand ambassador. One is that you can earn passive revenue by informing others because you'll get a small commission every time somebody buys, and you'll also save your colleagues money if they end up buying it. And then really for community engagement, I mean, we really want this to be a community just like this talk today is sharing, tidbits, we call them pearls, anything that's great, something great to learn that you can bring to your clients. So ultimately, I hope to see a real community of brand ambassadors sharing what they things that they do with Lumos that I hadn't thought of, or that there's great techniques. And Lexie's a pro at this, and she'll share what she does. And you might pick up something that no one thought of before. And that's really the way this should grow. It should grow through people just sharing their experience. And I hope that ultimately the goal of brand ambassadors is really to share each other's experiences.
Since we're a little bit on the topic, do you want to tell us a little bit how the affiliate program works and the benefits?
Sure. I mean, specifically, so each affiliate, not only if you're an affiliate, you'll get product discounts, you'll get first product releases, access to first product releases. We also have a single, I'm getting ahead of myself, but we have a single use Lumos coming out, which is a disposable. It's not that practical for estheticians.
I'm like, wait, let me zoom in real quick.
But this you can see the light it provides. But this is coming out, I would say, in September, October. And
wow.
I don't know that estheticians will, I don't know how many estheticians actually use single use, but hospital surgeons will definitely use this. Again, any blade, and will come preloaded with blades, with the number 10R or the butter blade or the dermaplaning blade. But so brand ambassadors or affiliates will get first access to our new product releases. They'll get exclusive discounts. And then, as you were alluding to, Maria, they can promote through their own personalized coupon code benefits to their network of followers. And those people will get benefits and will get discounts, and then that particular brand ambassador will earn commissions. And that's how it works. You basically sign up. So you go to dermaplane.co. There's an affiliate registration link at the bottom of the homepage. Probably should have provided that to you,
It's
Maria,
right here.
but okay, and you can just go to the bottom of the page and you'll see affiliate registration, and you can sign up as an affiliate there, and they'll just do a quick little review of your history and your sites, and certain discounts are really a function of the size of your network.
So we want to know, when does the when is it expected to launch?
I would say to be safe, I've been hoping Christmas, but it's probably going to be January.
Cool. Maybe we'll do a little giveaway.
It's going to be super cool.
Can the single use used for an esthetician for their home care?
So we are really a professional product line. We're for estheticians, and right now I don't have any plans on going to the consumers. I really want these to be professional products for the experts, for all of the estheticians. These will come preloaded with the blades. They will be the best blades that you can get in the market, and they all come preloaded. And these will be the single use handle will be, just a few dollars, but it's with every use, it'll be a few dollars. So that's the goal.
They said, thank you so much for keeping it professional. Much, much appreciated. Agreed. So in the chat, if you guys want to check, so this is going to get sent out via newsletter. So if you're not already subscribed, I'm going to put it in the link. So there is going to be a replay to this. It will get sent out via newsletter along with the affiliate link and Lexie's code. It's basically the moneymakingsd.com. So if you click on that, you can register for the newsletter. If you guys just want to check out the Dermaplane affiliate, which everything will be included in the newsletter, I also added that to the chat. And then Lexie's is Skin by Lexie. So we're going to spotlight Lexie.
How are we with placement?
Sounds good. Can everybody see?
Good. I think that's as close as I can take.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. What happened? There we go. Good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Am I going, Maria? Are you giving me the green light?
Green lights.
All righty. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I use the Epicutist oil cleanser first. I really like to use an oil cleanser just to give a nice hydration barrier to the skin, and then I'll do a secondary cleanse with a gel cleanser. And then if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and type it in the chat and Maria can read them off to me.
Absolutely.
We're gonna just take this off here.
Since, well, she's cleansing, Dr. Hacker, would you like to tell us and share any success stories that you've heard with estheticians using this for dermaplaning?
Sure. I mean, I get great emails and DMs just that make my day, that include comments such as, I love it, didn't realize how much better it feels in my hand. I've had estheticians that have problems with carpal tunnel, hand fatigue, arthritis, and they say this is so much more comfortable for me. I'm less likely to miss vellus hairs. I'm very pleased with that. I really get great compliments all the time. So I'm very, very grateful for that and excited about it.
What is this cleanse, Lexie?
This is the Hydrinity Prelude Cleanser. So just a nice, gentle cleansing to start. And then I know that everybody does something different with dermaplaning. I don't dermaplane dry. I find that you can cause a little bit of sensitivity with that, especially like I combine modalities. So I'll dermaplane and then hydroderm and then do a peel on top. And so for me, it's really important to cause the least amount of like friction to the skin. So I dermaplane with oil, so I oil plane, and I use the Breathe Balm from Lilac and Flint, which is a jojoba oil that's ozonated. So it goes through the same process as like a high frequency machine. So it kills bacteria, it's antibacterial, antifungal. And I do have a coupon code for that in my Instagram bio. I believe it's Lexie15 for a savings on the Breathe Balm, but it's this guy here. So Breathe Balm from Lilac and Flint.
I'll make sure to add it in the newsletter as well.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I used to use the oil from Dermaplane Pro and I liked it, but this one's just so much more beneficial and it's just silkier. Jojoba oil is the closest oil that mimics our skin's natural oil. So really just gives a nice protective barrier. Okay, and then so since I use oil and since I use gloves, I'm going to put some little sunnies on my client here. So since I use oil and I use gloves, I use a little bit of like tattoo tape to wrap around the handle just so that I have a little bit more grip to it. If you don't use oil and you don't wear gloves, you probably won't need to do that. But this is just something that I do to have a little bit more hold to it. I'm going to go ahead and use the 10R blades from Dermaplane Pro. And we're just going to snap that on there. And like you mentioned, you can use any blades. All right, and then I always start off and tell my client, I'm going to go ahead and start dermaplaning here. So I'm going to have you hold still for this. If you need to make any big movements like talk, cough, sneeze, sit up, just kind of raise your hand, give me a heads up. I'll pull the blade back from you, okay? And then we're going to just start here. There we go. And so you can see how it really just lights everything up so you can see.
One of the nice things about it that we've heard is there are several estheticians that keep a kind of an ambiance in the room where there's not bright lights, not bright clinical lights, so you're not startling your patient or your client. This helps you keep an ambiance or your chosen ambiance so you don't have to feel like you have to have bright clinical lights and still have the lighting you need to see visually all the different areas on the face.
Exactly. Okay, and then I'm just going to move to the side here. So we're getting some good stuff off. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're cleaning it up really nice.
So I have a question while we're watching, and you guys are welcome to ask all the questions. Please turn on your mics. Anything that's going to be helpful, I would love for you guys. So the ones who joined us a little bit later, our motto for the group in 2024 is don't suffer in silence. So please, please, please ask all the questions.
Yes. Ask all the questions.
Hi there. This looks so cool.
Hello.
So I have a question. Is the light different modes? Like, does it turn on bright, low, medium, or is it just one standard setting for that?
I'll answer that, Lexi, if you like. It is one setting. It's on or off. Basically, there's no different levels, low to high. So Lexi can probably appreciate a lot of that light right there because she's right down on it. Um, some of the light may be difficult to appreciate from where the camera position up high, but she can tell you what she can see and how it's right on the skin there.
Exactly. It's here. Let me try to. So
I
see,
don't know
you
if you
can,
can, yeah, you can see what she sees there.
yeah, so you can see that it's right up against the skin there. I just was having this on for the camera. There we go. Yeah, so it's honestly so helpful because you really have to be able to see, like Dr. Hacker mentioned, you have to see all the texture in the skin. You know, you want to make sure that you are going around any raised areas, that you're not going to, you know, I mean, nicks and cuts happen with blade work. That is what it is, but we want to keep that far and few between, you know? So this really helps to alleviate that.
Hi, Andrea from New Orleans. Lexi, you look like a rock star doing it, girl.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's wonderful. And my comment is, you mentioned earlier about holding I call them a probe, holding the probe different ways, and I love it because you know, when you hold something the same way every time, at some point it is going to affect some part of the hand. So I'm loving how you're just I'm watching the way you're moving your hand around with it. That's very encouraging. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I've been doing aesthetics for 14 years now, and there are certain motions like with massage or things like that that just don't work for me anymore, you know? And so I want to make sure that we're all doing what we need to keep our bodies working, right? Like our body is our most important tool, you know? So just making sure that I'm trying to stand over the light here without moving it. Just making sure that you're doing what's best for you and the longevity of your clients. Because if you injure your hand, it won't matter how cool of a dermaplane wand you have.
Correct.
So can you list the name of the products again? The one that you used from the Skin Benefit. Oh, it was from Lilac and
So I cleansed first with Epicutis oil cleanser, and then I did the Prelude cleanser from Hydrinity, and then Lilac and Flint Breathe Balm. I love Breathe Balm.
at the very end we can share the code again. I'll look it up right now, put it in the chat.
I believe it's Lexie 15. I believe it's Lexie 15 on the Lilac and Flint site. But it's in my affiliate codes on my link tree and my Instagram profile.
I'm picking it up right now for you, Lexi.
Thank you so much. I try to remember all the codes.
It's hard.
It is hard, girl.
I got it right here.
I have another question. I must have missed it. What is the price of the pen?
Okay, so the handle itself, that handle retails for $199. So that's and it really shouldn't break on you. That should last a long time. So buying one is, I mean, I've used it for thousands of surgeries and still haven't broken one. So it's a pretty good investment. If there's a problem, let me know. But these are durable, reliable. And then there's battery packs that we sell. And the battery packs are 8 separate battery cartridges. And those retail for $60. And those, each cartridge lasts somewhere between 4 and 5 hours. And depending on how long you spend doing a dermaplaning, it works out to maybe 50 to 70 cents per dermaplane cost to you in terms of the battery. And over time, just with the handle, it works out to very to less than $1 per use.
Okay, thank you.
So I am finished dermaplaning, so I'm gonna throw a peel on my client. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off of here and I'm gonna set this up right here so I can still answer questions. And I'll just pull that right here so you guys can still see me. But I figured that this way I can kind of be in on it.
Dr. Hacker, are you going to be at the Long Beach show?
I will not be at the Long Beach show, unfortunately. But will Lexie be there?
No, I only do Vegas or San Jose, but now San Jose is Sacramento. So actually Sacramento. They changed it. It used to be Face and Body San Jose, which I loved. Sacramento was a beautiful new venue. So I see why they're doing it there.
I'll be at the Long Beach show.
Good.
You
So
will?
Maria can
Good.
demonstrate, you can demonstrate it or show it to people, and I'm sure we'll have other ambassadors there that could do it as well.
Any other questions in the chat about here, I'll go back to it.
I'm reading them right now.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so you guys, so it's pretty quick to dermaplane. Dermaplaning certification I did through Dermaplane Pro. I recommend to do a certification class before you start dermaplaning, just because you want to make sure that you know the techniques, you learn about everything behind it before you start dermaplaning a client. And then purchasing, devices like this to help your services perform better is great. Makes it easier on you. You can see that took me about 5 to 7 minutes or so. It can be very quick as long as you have the right tools to make it efficient for you. I find that when clients, when they don't like dermaplaning, it's usually because the blades that the technician used are maybe not as good quality. So it takes the technician longer. There's more chances of nicks, cuts, whatever, more chances of irritation because of going over the area over and over. So just make sure that one, you have the proper certification for dermaplaning, and two, make sure that you have the right tools. So the better the tools you have, the better result you're going to get.
And that is actually very correct on the blades if a client doesn't like it. Also, we had a question. Do we have to avoid moles and bumps on the skin?
It depends on how raised they are, and it depends on if there's hair over it. I usually go around like very, very raised moles because it's easy to nick the skin. And then I'll go back through and I'll either like wax over it or tweeze, things like that if they want me to. Some people are like, no, I just leave the hairs on the moles. That's totally up to the client. But yes, I wouldn't go over anything raised because you probably will nick it.
And I'll just, if I could add something, Maria, just real quickly,
Sure.
I like to recommend to the estheticians to use Lumohs Dermaplane as sort of a pre-dermaplaning survey of the skin landscape and the topology of the skin to identify what I call danger zones on the skin, open sores, lesions that you don't want to cut, moles, just like you asked, inflammatory lesions. So the light is really, really helpful as a pre-dermaplaning assessment. So you can then kind of check it off in your mind where those danger zones are and you can avoid them.
So you're basically saying before you put the blade on to use the light and examine the skin.
Yeah, that's the best way. I've seen it done both ways where people will just keep the blade away from them. But the safest way is don't put your blade on first. Do a pre-dermaplaning assessment of everything. Make sure there's no staph infection. Make sure there's no cold sores. Make subtle lesions that you want to avoid. And you really don't want to cut the client. Then you got to stop and change blades and that type of thing. So use the dermaplaning handle Lumos to light up everything, and then you'll just have a mental picture of the spots, what you want to avoid when you're dermaplaning.
Also, Barbara added, Circadia also has a great dermaplane certification, which I've taken both. I like both.
I'm going to show how to dispose of your blades now. So the easiest way for me is in these little boxes. So they do have forceps you can use, but ain't nobody got time for that. So you just go in the little box here, click it down, you're done. So make sure that you disinfect your wand properly. Like I said, I store mine with my battery out. I don't know why, I just do. So that's what I do.
And then they
I-
want to know, what peel were you using, Lexie?
I'm using the blue from Bio Repeal.
Hey.
Yes, I love Bio Repeal. I love a TCA peel. Come 2027 in California, we will figure it out and revamp it due to the new laws that came out. But until then, we are rocking. Have you heard about that yet, Maria?
No.
Well, we could talk about that offline, but TCA in California come 2027 is no longer.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because I just joined with Susan, and we're actually, this is a long story, guys, but this is what gets me excited about the group. But we're working to actually go to like Congress and try to change a lot of things in California to be able to do things like microneedling and more extensive stuff. So there's a
Hey,
lot of things going on behind the scene.
and you know what? And that's how change gets made. So with our California estheticians, we know that we've only been allowed to dermaplane for a couple of years now. It was not legal. Right. Yeah, and it was not legal before then. And so the way that things get changed is by people taking it into their own hands and trying to change it. So good job.
It's so interesting because I was like, we're stronger in numbers. So when I met Susan, we actually met in Vegas, and I was like, well, I have like, there's so much change that we can do together that gets me excited. But that's off topic. Okay, so Lexie, what light do you have over your table?
I have the Cosmo Glow light over my table. So I use this for waxing. I use it for facials. It does have a dimming thing on it. I don't know what to call it. Handle, knob. It has a knob. It has a dimmer. But
Scars.
I love this light. Can you go over scars? Was that the question?
Mm-hmm.
Depends how raised they are. I would not go over anything raised with a blade.
Dr. Hacker, what do you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a comfort level of each individual esthetician, just like Lexie said. I mean, if you go, you should know where it is. You shouldn't be just doing a fast dermaplaning, because if you don't know where that scar is and you'll hit it, you'll cut it. But I'm okay if you're doing it super slow, and you could slow down in those areas where there's these subtle depressions or even little elevations, and just do it super carefully. And that's really the point, is so you'll see it when there's light right up on it, the little changes in the skin, so you can take your time and really hopefully not cut it.
Love my Cosmo light. Hold on. Lexie, do you mind explaining what the Breathe Balm does?
Yes. So Breathe Balm is from lilac and flint. It's jojoba oil, but it's ozonated. So it goes through the same ozonation process that like a high frequency machine would emit. So it actually smells just like high frequency machine. It kills bacteria. It's antibacterial, antifungal. On the back, it reads, dry, sensitive, and acneic skin types will benefit from this oxygen-rich barrier protection oil. Ozone's natural antifungal and antibacterial properties help to clarify skin, while jojoba oil gently restores and rebalances the skin's barrier function. So what I recommend for clients to do for home use is they can add a drop in with their moisturizer just to up the moisture of their product, or you can use it straight. Like if you're fine being a glowing goddess, love that, you can just use it on its own, or you can boost it with your moisturizer to make it a little bit less glowy. But like, it is the best for people who have an acneic skin but they're dry, and it's so good. So it's one of my favorites.
Do you use the oil instead of high frequency?
Do I use it instead of high frequency? I wouldn't use the word instead. I don't use a high frequency machine in my practice just because I feel like there's other products that do a better job than high frequency these days. But I wouldn't say instead, because a product's different than a machine. So I wouldn't put them in the same caliber. But yes, they can be used to kill bacteria.
And then they said, I love TCA. I love TCA too.
Girl, I know. We'll figure it out all together. That just came out a few months ago. And we'll see, things change, right? Like, so we'll just take it as it is. But yes, that's the current law that passed in California. And I'm not sure what capacity. I'm not sure if that means that, I don't know. I'll stop there.
Yeah. I'm like, but if you guys are interested in bio repeal, I'd be happy to send you guys information.
Bio repeal is the best.
Yeah, I put the job form. What is the oil? So the oil is from Lilac and Flick.
Lilac and Flint, they are a line out of San Rafael, California, from two estheticians who created it. Super cool. They have a whole line. Like I said, the Breathe Balm is really like the product I carry from them. I found it at the Sacramento show. It's very unique, and it's rare that you find a leave-on oil that doesn't clog the pores. So it's like the only leave-on oil I recommend to my clients.
So I am gonna send all the info that we talked about, including with Lexie's discount codes. So there's a couple things we want to attach on. If you guys are interested in being an affiliate member, I am adding it to the chat. That's one. If you're interested on purchasing the handle, the code is Skin by Lexie. That's 2. And then regarding the oil, she also has a discount code. But all of this will be put in the newsletter, which you can register for the newsletter with the link I just put in the chat. And then I'll organize it really pretty. I'm really good at that.
She is so good at that. Before we leave, can you take a screenshot of me like this so we could post it with some of the video?
Yeah. Coming in. And got it.
Love it.
I want to wait like 5 more, 10 more minutes if anybody wants to turn on their mics or questions in the chat.
Yeah, I'll just be working over here. So yes, all good.
Oh, I have a question. How much do you charge for that, Lexie? This is the money making esthetician, and I love getting people comfortable with numbers. And I know Lexie has good numbers.
So that's a great question. I don't know. It's on my website. For my 30-minute bio repeal on its own, it's $250, and for dermaplaning on its own is $175. And I think if you combine dermaplaning, hydroderm, and the peel, I think it's like $375 for a half an hour. But my pricing is on my website, and I use all the room in my brain for ingredients, not numbers. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that better.
And Marie, I'll talk a little bit about that. I think that every esthetician that invests in the best products, instruments, lights, equipment, topicals, actives, their pricing can be reflective of that investment. It's something different if one esthetician doesn't make the same investment in various more expensive equipment. So, for example, with Lumohs Dermaplane, if you feel I feel that you can justify your investment with your pricing structure, whatever that may be, because you can tell your clients that you've invested in a premium instrument handle that provides increased safety to them and, a better procedure experience.
Okay, I pulled up my pricing, Maria, for you. So my half an hour dermaplane mini is $175. That's just face focused. My hour dermaplane is $275. That includes a jelly mask, hand and arm massage, shoulder, décolleté feet and lower leg massage. If you do the best of both worlds, which is dermaplaning and hydroderm on its own, half an hour is $215. The hour is $325. And if we do the bio repeal plus best of both worlds, my 30-minute is $340 and my hour is $450. And I'd say that the peel plus best of both worlds is my most popular.
And that's $450?
For the hour, yeah. But the 30-minute version is my most popular.
Is that pricing now included the Lumohs device, especially with the battery cartridges you now have to buy as well? So yes, I'm assuming it's yes. Also, what would your step process look like if you were including dermaplaning, hydroderm, and or chemical peel, or no chemical peel?
Yeah, so I always dermaplane first, and then I do the hydroderm. I use the Dermagem Elements machine because it has the soft silicone tips. So you get all the suction without having the hard acrylic tips. I really find that that's a big difference in results. And then just like we did now, I put the peel over, leave it for about 10 minutes, remove it, and then put on our finishing products. Are we still there? We're just hanging out.
We're here. Yeah, I think everybody's watching you do your magic.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
question. Lexie, is that a gel peel that you're doing over your procedure there? Is it a gel peel?
The peel that I did,
Mm-hmm.
the peel is Bio Repeal. It's the blue, the 30%.
Okay, so is that a ethanol or is it a gel?
It's a 30% TCA.
Okay, so that's an ethanol. Okay. Okay.
I also like to use the clear skin peel from Face Reality. Like if someone doesn't want to have any downtime. So with this peel, I do require my clients to use different aftercare for 5 to 7 days. So I have them use the Epicutis oil cleanser, lipid serum, and Hybia cream. For 5 to 7 days after their peel, just to ensure that they get the best results. You may have a couple days of dry skin. You won't have sheets of peeling. It doesn't cause that, but you may have a couple days of dry skin. So if someone doesn't want that, then I will use the Face Reality 5% TCA. Still really, really good at softening up the clogged pores for extractions, brightening the skin. But if someone wants more change in the skin where they want to help really with hyperpigmentation, fine lines, and they want more of like a long-term result, that's where I go with the Bio Repeal.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're all set, ma'am. How'd you do? Good. My model is mute.
Do you include your aftercare in the pricing for your clients or have them
Yes.
purchase it separately?
No, if you have the client purchase it separately, they probably won't purchase it. And if you're already charging $340 for a service, you should include that in your pricing. But if you charge extra for an aftercare kit, your client will probably be like, I'll just use the stuff I have at home. And then they're not going to get as good as a result because they might use things that are not fit to use for peel care. They might use like chemical sunscreens, which are going to aggravate the heat in the skin. You really want to stick with mineral when you're doing peels. So no, the way that I have such good results is because I give them exactly what I know they need to nurture their skin. Mom, can you hand me, client, can you hand me in that top drawer right under you? Can you hand me one of the bags from the back that has everything in it? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, that I've never met before. So this is the oil cleanser that Epicutis has. So they come in these little satchels. The lipid serum. So this is a hyaluronic acid serum that will really help to soothe redness and irritation. They shouldn't get any with the peel, but if they do, this will stop it very quickly. And then Hybia cream, which is their moisturizer. And then I put a little bit of the Extreme Protect SPF 40 mineral sunscreen from Is Clinical in a little jar for them. And then I text them the aftercare. I used to write things down for people, but people lose papers and they're like, I didn't know what to do. So I just started using apricot scrub. And so make sure that you have a open line of communication with your client, because if something goes wrong with the peel, you want to make sure that 1, they know how to contact you. 2, that they feel comfortable texting you. That's just what works for me.
Got it. Thank you so much. That's helpful. I figured that would be best. I text aftercare instructions too. That's genius, by the way.
and I just have it copy and pasted in my notes. A lot of the stuff I do, I copy and paste to make it easy. Like I told Maria earlier, don't reinvent the wheel. So I have 3 different aftercares that I usually do just in case someone has an allergy or a preference to something. So I have 3 sets of aftercare, and I just copy and paste it to each client. And that way, you know that you sent it to them and there's no if and questions or buts about it.
Alrighty, would you guys like to add anything else?
That's it. I would just like to add, if you have questions, let me know. You can always DM me on Instagram. Let me know if you guys have questions, but I appreciate Maria and Dr. Hacker for letting me do this live. This was so much fun, and I hope you guys learned a little bit. And
You're awesome.
above all, do what works for you and your practice. And that's it.
And I want to say thank you to Maria and Lexie for doing a great job, and remind everyone to use Lexie's code Skin by Lexie. It will save you off the retail price. It's worth doing that. And also come join us, be an affiliate brand ambassador. You'll get many benefits from that, including kind of cost savings on our products, plus access to all our new releases. So we're excited to have anyone come aboard as an affiliate.
Very exciting. I did put the newsletter link if you guys want to take 1 minute really quick to just subscribe, because everything that was talked about today will get sent out, and this is a replay. So I would give it till at 12 p.m. The newsletter will get sent to you guys.
Beautiful.
As soon as we're out of here, you're gonna see me crazy on the computer.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for y'all's time.